what to do on this fencing situation. It'll make more sense when I take you guys up there. Welcome back to the sawmill, friends. We got some really nice weather today. Let's take advantage of it. So we're down here in the former log yard, and I've just about got it cleaned up. If you're wondering where I'm at, of course the house is right there. Over there's the timber frame and the kiln, and this is where I used to leave all my logs whenever they came in from tree services, or I hauled them in, or what have you. This is where they stayed until they went up to the sawmill, because where the sawmill was, there was no room for logs up there. And I've been working on this for the past day or so, and this is all that I have left to move. And then I can mow this down with the bush hog and get this area cleaned up, with the exception of the dump trailer right there. I'm not moving it yet. I'm not sure where we're gonna start parking this at. It won't be staying down here, but I'll have to worry about that later. I've been thinking to maybe put up another pole barn here just for the trailers. What do you guys think about that? Maybe just a small pole barn, nothing crazy, just to park my trailers under when I'm not using them. All right, so as far as the logs that are left up here, we got some firewood right there. That's about a 5-foot red oak. It's got a crotch at the top of it. Very low grade. I wouldn't put that on the sawmill. I got a pin oak behind it. And when the tree guy brought this oak with some other ones, he told me this one had a lot of metal in it. So that's why it's been laying up here. Go ahead and cut that up for firewood as well. Now these two red oaks are going to be saw logs. Right there's a nice 8-footer, and it's a good size one. It's probably about 30 inches on the diameter. And this one, I need to make a little bit shorter, because most of my red oak, I like for it to be 8 feet long. And this one is nice and straight. The grain is straight on it. I'm thinking we might try to quarter saw this one. Take off probably 18 inches or so from it for firewood, and have a really nice saw log. I'll probably take off the large end down here where it swells out to get rid of some of that taper. Because when you quarter saw, taper is your enemy. You want the smallest amount of taper as possible. And real fast, a big shout out to everybody on Patreon for supporting me here on the channel. I really appreciate you guys, and to everybody that watches my videos, I appreciate you guys as well. Now over here beside the dump trailer is a log that I left laying intentionally, hoping it might spot. This is maple. It's got a ton of ambrosia in it. It does have some metal, because I remember when the tree guy brought it, there were some metal stains down here on the bottom. That's okay, it's gonna be worth it, even if we do mess up some blades, because this log right here has been laying down here for just about 2 years. It's probably started the spalting process. And since it's wormy maple, meaning it's got ambrosia in it, this should make for a fantastic log, and it's huge. Let's check the diameter real fast on the small end. So down here on the small end, the diameter is 26 inches right there. And there's already some stuff growing on the outside right there, and it's still nice and solid. This is going to be a very good log. We're going to take it down to the sawmill today. I'm not going to saw it today, but we're going to go ahead and take it down there and get it ready, because this needs to go in the sawmill before summertime gets here. It's ready to go. Then over here we got a poplar. I need to cut it down to 8 feet as well. It's got a lot of taper on this end right here closest to me, because it's got the butt swell at the other end, so I'll probably take off a few 18-inch sections down there for firewood today to get my 8-foot log. That's going to be a good one. There's a lot of lumber in that. Then over here is some black walnut, and most of this is crotch logs. These belong to a buddy of mine. We're sawing them on halves. He brought them over a couple of months ago. Got a giant crotch right there. Right there's going to be a good one. Then over here we have another crotch log. And these two look pretty rough. And if you're watching, Ethan, maybe you can let us know down in the comments how long these have been on the ground, because there's no bark on them at all. I'd say 3 or 4 years maybe, but there might be some decent slabs right there. Look at the crotch on this walnut. There might be some good stuff right there. To wait and see. And looky here, guys. We've got the hatefulest cat on YouTube with us today. I have the hatefulest rooster and the hatefulest cat on YouTube on this channel. Mama, you're getting filthy. What are you doing walling around in that dirt like a pig? You gonna talk to your fans? Maybe later? Okay, at least she didn't look away. Well, she did look away. Look at there. My goodness, Mama. What's got into you today? You're the oldest cat we got and you're acting like a kitten. So what we're gonna do here is cut up those 2 oats for firewood, haul them down to the splitter, move all these logs out of here, then bring the tractor up here with the brush hog and clean this up. And I've also got some tractor attachments over here as well I forgot about. I got stuff laying everywhere around here. Yeah, so over here beside the burn pile, I have a 3-point hitch auger that goes on a tractor, a very good attachment to have, and a box blade. These need to get out of here today as well. I want all this cleaned up and mowed down. Should be a lot of firewood in this oak right here. Tell you what, the bark just laying on there. All right, guys, let me get y'all up to speed on what's going on here and the difficulty I'm having. So this is the first cut I made. That's about 10 inches. I had to do that so the other pieces will be 16 inches long, which is the ideal length for my firewood box and my wood stove. So that was the first cut I made, and I don't know if you guys could tell, but the 500i over here was struggling with that cut. Now I was throwing some good sized chips. You know, sawdust wouldn't come out. It was actual chips. That's what you want. But it was cutting slow, and that chainsaw has no problem pulling a chain. So it's not the motor's fault. It's the chain, and that's the chain that I grinded in the last video. And this is probably the second time I've used it. And I tell you, I'm either not grinding it right or something's off on that grinder, because that is not very sharp. It should be cutting a lot faster. Now the cut that I just made right here was with the 400C. I switched out chainsaws on you guys, and that's a shorter bar, so I had to go to both sides to make that cut. But that was a lot faster, and that's the original chain that came on that saw. And guys, I'll probably have about maybe 4 or 5 hours on this saw, and that chain hasn't been touched, and it cut really good. Now normally I hand file, and I use this little jig because I'm not perfect, and this jig is pretty close. And it works really good. I can get a saw really sharp by using this jig. And real fast off camera, just to appease my curiosity here, I'm going to sharpen the 500i real fast. Hand filing, and I'm going to take the raters down and see if that makes a difference. I'll do that off camera though, so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me file this chainsaw. That'd be pretty boring to watch. So anyways, I'm gonna grab some coffee and we'll file this 500i real fast. Then we'll get back to it and see if it makes a difference. I think it'll be a lot better once I run the file through it, a whole lot better. All right, guys, I went ahead and cut about a foot off the end of this maple. It was an odd size. I wanted to make it an 8.5 footer. And check out what we got right here. I don't know if you guys can see, but there is a ton of ambrosia in this maple. It's everywhere, guys. This is going to be a phenomenal log right here. We'll do live edge slabs on it. I'm not seeing a whole lot of spalting on it like I was hoping, but the amount of ambrosia, or wormy maple, people call it all kinds of different things. It's actually the ambrosia beetle that causes that. It's just amazing, guys. Man, this is going to be a nice one right here. And that's about 25 inches wide right there, and this is the small end. This will be a really nice log. It should make for a great video. And more importantly, some really nice tables for somebody one day. So the 500i is cutting a lot better now after I hand filed it. And I think the grinder is the problem. Operator error more than anything. I think I need to work on those settings. Old Sawmill Sandy up in Canada, a friend of mine, he's got that same grinder. I may give him a call tonight and see what he does on his as far as the settings go. All right, friends, this maple is ready to go down to the sawmill. Not sure what I'll do with that chunk right there, but I won't be burning that for firewood. I'm not sure what we'll do with that. I'll have to worry about that later. All this is going to the wood splitter, all those rounds. Now I need to make 2 more cuts. I need to make that oak right there an 8 footer and take about a foot off the large end right there and do the same thing from that poplar. And as soon as we make those 2 cuts, we'll get the tractor and start cleaning this place up. people, and those few red oats are pretty heavy, and I wasn't sure if the tractor could pick them up or not, to be honest with you, especially going downhill. That's why I grabbed Mr. Cotto, and I thought since I'm going back and forth, I might as well grab some poplar and bring it up here to the kiln. I'm not going to turn the kiln on today because I'm going out of town here in about 2 days, but as soon as we get back, we'll turn it on. That's one thing I never do. If I go out of town for, at least one night, I never run this kiln because I'm not here to check on it. Now, my wife knows how to turn it on and turn it off, but she doesn't know anything about the controls as far as the moisture goes inside the kiln and the drying schedule, so I just wait till I'm going to be here for at least 2 weeks straight to make sure I'm here to monitor the entire process. I'm pretty picky about it. I know that's a shocker. Now, if you're new to my channel, this is a Nile L200 Pro kiln and chamber both. Had this for about 3 years, works really good. And if you buy the chamber and the kiln, the new chamber has a totally different design. It's a whole lot better than this one, although this one is fine, but the new one's a little bit easier to put together. I think this runs around $40,000, not counting the concrete. You throw the insulated concrete pad in there with it, about $45,000, something like that. But if you have a kiln and you have a sawmill, or let me rephrase that, what in the world's that? Huh. I got a vent up here at the top of the door, and it looks like last year at some point I had some hornets build a nest. I've never noticed that till just now. So anyways, if you have a sawmill and you can have a kiln as well, you're going to have something that a lot of sawmills don't have, and it makes you different, and it also makes you a lot more money if you have a kiln. It's a good investment. It's not cheap, but it pays for itself really fast. And I've always had a kiln as long as I've had a sawmill as far as my operation goes here at the farm. My first kiln was a L35, not an L35, I can't remember the name now, but it was 1,000 board feet. And it ran just fine, but I wanted something bigger, and I got bigger. This is a good sized kiln. Like I said, it'll do like 4,000 board feet at a time under the right conditions. You gotta have, we got to go by a drying schedule. That's a whole other topic right there. But it will do 4,000 feet at a time if it's been air dried already. And there's a cat. We got cats everywhere around here. Now, a little disclaimer here, guys. If this was pine, I would not leave it in this kiln closed up like this, not running, because I would have a mold problem. It wouldn't take long. Tell you what, it is windy out here today. We're supposed to get some real bad storms tonight. Hopefully they miss us. I tell you, it's been a rough winter. Or maybe a better word would be aggressive. A very aggressive winter. If that's even a thing or not. If it's not, then I just invented something new. right, friends, that right there looks a lot better. I still need to move that oak log way over there. Take it down to the sawmill. Kind of running out of daylight though. And I got that auger over there as well. I took the box blade down, but the auger's still up here. But other than that, it looks a lot better up here. And now, come mowing season, I'll just mow this and forget about it. Looks like we got another cat down here with us. That right there, guys, is Mr. John Henry. John. Hey, John. Right here I am, buddy. Where you going? Don't get in that tractor. The door's open, but I don't want you in there clawing the seats. That right there is actually the brother of Cabbage. Hey, buddy. He's a good cat. But he likes to kill everything. He's the killingest cat I've ever seen. He just kills it for fun. All right, guys, I just checked the forecast. I know this channel seems like, do you mind? I'm trying to make a video over here. My goodness. Do that somewhere else. I hate loud cars. So anyways, all right, guys, I just checked the forecast. It looks like we're supposed to have some really strong wind tonight, up to 40 miles per hour. Not looking forward to that. I tell you what, I don't mind rain so much, but the wind I'm not a fan of. To be honest with you, I can't stand it. It doesn't scare me. I just worry about all the stuff that gets blown around out here. It's very troublesome when you got a lot of property like this and machines and buildings. Weather like that really bothers you. Now, I have insurance on everything. Every machine, even my table saw, has insurance here. I go overboard on insurance because you never know when you're going to need it. So everything here's got insurance. I just don't like fixing stuff. So hopefully we'll be okay. But having said all that, I got to stop early. It's only 5 o'clock. I got to grab dinner. I got to go to my mother-in-law's place and put up her trash can, make sure everything over there needs put away or there's nothing laying outside that can blow away, and do the same thing here. But this video's not over because I didn't get a lot done today that I was hoping to. So I'll see you guys back here in just a second, and we'll check out the damage out here, and hopefully it's not too bad. You guys hang in there. All right, friends, it's the next day, and it looks like we're not going to get a lot done because it's already 1 o'clock. I'm just now getting down here to the sawmill. I just spent about an hour stacking up boards. And the reason we just got down here is because Bruno came down with a stomach virus last night, so we're not going out of town this weekend like I was telling you guys about yesterday. So there goes that trip out the door, and he's not feeling too good today, so I'm running back and forth between here and the sawmill, checking on him. And to be honest with you, I'm not feeling too good myself. I'll probably come down with it next. But I thought I'd come down here and at least get a few things done and finish up this video. And let me show you guys what's on the sawmill right now. I'm getting ready to saw up. And after that's over with, I'm going to take you guys up to the pasture field because I need some help on this fencing project. I'm not sure what to do on one part of it. Maybe some of you cattle guys out there will help me out. All right, so as you guys just saw, I stacked up some poplar. I got more poplar right here on the table, but I'm out of pallets. I need to go build a few more. But over here on the sawmill, we got a little bit of poplar left on this small cant. I'm going to finish that one up. Then I'll probably take you guys up to the pasture field and finish up this video because I got to head back up to the house and see how he's doing. There ain't nothing worse than a stomach virus. I'll tell you what, I've not had one in maybe 15 years. It's been a long time. And I hope I don't get one today, but I probably will. All right, guys, real fast, a tip for you guys out there that have sawmills, or maybe you're going to get into the sawmill business. Get yourself a leaf blower. I like steel. I've had this one for years because it's compatible with my battery powered chainsaw. Not sponsored by Steel, but this is a BGA 85. This one's pretty old. I've had it for about 5 years, so this probably isn't even made anymore. They probably got a better one out by now. But if you have a sawmill, get one of these and thank me later. A gas-powered one works just fine. But this right here, guys, when you need to use it, it's ready to go. So it's fast, and that's also why I like the battery-powered chainsaw, because you can just grab it and go. And when you're stacking up your lumber on your pallets like this, and if you're not using this pallet system, I greatly encourage you to start using it, and you'll thank me later. I didn't come up with it, but it works great. But before you take your lumber to your kiln or to air dry, make sure you blow the extra dust off your boards. I think it makes it dry better. And all those tips came from my good buddy Robert Milton down at Hobby Hardwoods, Alabama. If you want to watch his channel and learn more about sawmills, and I can probably teach you because I learned so much from that guy, there's a link to his channel down below in the video description. Don't tell him I said that though. He's got a big ego, trust me. All right, guys, finished up that poplar. And I tell you what, hang in there with me. We're about done sawing poplar, guys. I got this one to go on there next. And then we'll get into some red oak and some stuff like that. I'm just trying to get this poplar sawed so I can make my shiplap for all the buildings. And that's a good size one there. It's about a 9-footer. And that's about 30 inches on the small end. That's a good size one. Looking forward to getting that one on the sawmill. And also, guys, one of my Patreon members asked for a tour of the log yard. Let's do that real fast. This is my current inventory. I do have some more poplars to move up here by the old sawmill, but this is what I've got right now down here. Those are all black walnuts. They belong to a buddy of mine. We're sawing those on halves. Of course, that's that maple that we took a look at yesterday. I'll put this on the sawmill probably next week, maybe Thursday, and then get it on stickers. Another large poplar right there that I forgot about. I guess we'll saw that one up too while we're sawing all this poplar. This right here, guys, is the firewood pile. I got some poplar, mostly hardwoods. Some of the stuff I've already cut down to size. Some of the stuff that the tree guy brings that's low grade or got a lot of signs of metal, I'll just throw in this pile. We'll do firewood on it. Need to work on that actually and get rid of most of it. It'll be mowing season before you know it. And over here we got a large amount of white pine. More white pine than I thought I had, to be honest with you. Let me turn the camera around here and get out of the shadows. So right here is white pine. And there's several thousand feet right here when you look at all three piles. I do have some more of that hateful sycamore right there at the front. I'm not sure what we're going to do with that. I'm about tired of fooling with sycamore, to be honest with you. The next pile over, we got a lot of red cedar right there. And then behind that is more white pine. Let me get over here, you guys can see it better. I got more logs than I thought I had, which is a good thing. So there's some more white pine. Most of this came in the other day from that tree service guy. Low grade white pine, but it's good enough to saw up. And over here in this stack is some nice straight hemlock and pine. It's been on the ground for a while. It came in here just a few months ago. I bought this as a truckload from a logger, and I got a good deal on it because it had been on the ground for a while. And over here behind it is some more red oak. Got 4 big ones right there. And something else I forgot was in this pile is another large poplar right there at the bottom. Need to dig that one out and saw it up with the rest of them. Then over here's the last stack. This is more walnut. And I got about 10 more walnut logs up there at the old sawmill building to bring down. But that's pretty much my entire log inventory right now. More pine than anything, but a lot of stuff to saw, a lot of stuff on the ground. Now we're going to jump in the side by side and go up here to the field that we're going to be fencing in for the cows. And hopefully some of you guys with experience with cattle can help me out on this problem I have. Not really a problem, but what to do on this fencing situation. It'll make more sense when I take you guys up there. Don't go anywhere. All right, guys, here's what we're looking at. Now, my house is way over there. This is a hay field on the other side of this creek. I own every bit of this property. The sawmill is over there in that corner. So here's my question. Where I'm standing right now, let me turn around, look over my shadow here. This is about a 5-acre field. It goes all the way up to the road and also goes around the cemetery. It's pretty steep right there. And the bottom down here is pretty flat. And this is where we're going to be fencing off for the cows. So it's about 5 acres. And here's my question. So I do have a water source up here other than this stream. So this is not a creek, it's just a stream. And in the summertime, and even in the wintertime when it doesn't rain, this thing's dry as a bone. So this is not what I'm relying on as far as my water source for the cattle. Like I said, I got a water source up there at the road. I got a meter I'm going to be hooking up to for water. So here's my question. Up here where I'm standing, it's nice and dry. It lays good. It's solid. It never gets wet. But down there on the other side of the creek is actually pretty soft. And it's pretty soft during hay season as well in the summertime. So my question is for you cattle guys, would you put your fence on the other side of this stream right here? Now granted, that field over there will not be fenced off. That's primarily for hay. That's about 7 acres. So would you put your fence on the other side of this stream right here, or would you put it where I'm standing? I'm not sure if there's any benefit of putting it on the other side other than maybe the cows will keep this 8 off right here on the bank. But I've also got a new attachment for the excavator, a flail mower I'm going to be using up here to keep this mowed down. But I'm just wondering what you guys would do. Would you put that fence on my side where I'm standing, or would you cross the stream and put it over there? And it's pretty soft over there. Like I was saying, I'm not sure on the fence post how good they'll do on that side without me going about 10 feet off the creek bank, or the stream bank rather, excuse me. So anyways, guys, I think I'm done for the day. Got help to the house and check on Bruno. And in closing here, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And for you guys that are helping me on these questions about the fence, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. I'll see you guys back here in a few days.